Your mind is weaker than you think, and that's not your fault. But staying that way? That part is on you. End. Because while you panic over tiny problems, some people walk through absolute chaos like nothing can touch them. And no, they're not born stronger. Their brain is trained. Yours just isn't yet. If you can survive the next 30 seconds, I'll show you why you crumble under pressure and how to build a mind your past self wouldn't even recognize. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The mindset shift that rewires your brain for real mental strength. Ever wonder why some people crumble at the smallest inconvenience, while others walk through chaos like they've got a built-in shock absorber? You spill coffee, your whole day collapses. They lose a job, they go for a run, and make a plan. It almost feels unfair. Like life handed people different operating systems. But here's the twist. The cognitive psychology researchers love to shout about. Mental toughness isn't built during peaceful days, it's built during messy ones. You know those mentally strong people you admire? Yeah. Their backstories look like a stick figure getting smacked with 18 different disasters at once. Not the cute, oops, I forgot my password kind of messy. I'm talking. Bailed. Publicly? Cried in bathroom stalls. Ghosted. Broke. Humbled. Rebuilt. Only to get hit again. But here's where your mindset shift begins. If life feels hard, that's not a glitch. That's the level you're on. And if life feels too easy, congratulations, you're stuck on tutorial mode. No XP. No loot drops. Just vibes. Your brain is a gym. Comfort is the couch. Discomfort? That's your personal trainer yelling. One more rep, soldier. Annoying? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. Because cognitive psychology has receipts. Small amounts of stress, handled consistently, upgrade your nervous system. Just like your stick figure self doing one push-up today, so future you can do 20. The problem? Most people avoid discomfort like it's malware. They skip mental gym day forever, then wonder why one rude email ruins their whole week. Meanwhile, people with mental strength treat discomfort like training. Every setback? A rep. Every inconvenience? A micro-workout. Every why me moment. A level up. They don't wait for fewer problems. They build stronger problem-solving muscles. Life is going to throw curveballs, flat tires, ghosting, chaos, surprise bills, and a sprinkle of emotional turbulence. But mentally strong people don't flinch. They take a deep breath and say, cool, let's do this. Not because they're unbothered robots, but because they've trained their brain to respond, not react. Mental toughness isn't inherited. It's a choice, a habit, a mindset, and yes, a skill that even a stick figure could build with the right reps. And it all starts with one shift. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Start getting mentally stronger. You might be thinking, okay, sounds great, but what does this look like in real life? Who actually lives like this? Perfect. Because in the next chapter, you'll meet someone who went from rejected, broke, and spiraling to building the kind of mental strength that even surprised her. A stick figure style comeback story you'll want to remember. Chapter 2. The Rejection Comeback. How one breakdown became a mental breakthrough. If you've ever been rejected so hard, it made you question your entire existence. Congratulations, you're human. And also, welcome to Sophia's origin story, where rock bottom wasn't a place. It was a second address. Sophia was fresh out of college, resume spotless, dreams high, hope alive. Reality? Brutal. She sent out 40 job applications. The only reply she got said something that felt like, we'd rather hire a potato with Wi-Fi. Rejection hits different when you poured your whole identity into, I need this job to prove I'm worth something. And according to actual research from Harvard Business Review, repeated job-related rejection can reduce confidence by up to 30%, unless you reframe it as growth, not failure. But Sophia didn't know that yet. So she spiraled like any emotionally intelligent but exhausted human, cried in the shower, doubted every life choice. Rage-scrolled LinkedIn, ate ice cream like it was medication. She convinced herself she was falling behind, while everyone else was magically becoming CEOs overnight. LinkedIn is basically the Disneyland of delusion, but then one random Tuesday, she opened Google Sheets and typed 5 words that would change her life. Operation. I refuse to be broke. That wasn't motivation. That was a decision. A micro moment of mental toughness. The kind of decision that separates people who crumble from people who come back swinging. From that day forward, Sophia decided she would apply to 5 jobs a day. No excuses. Did she get ghosted? Yep. Did one company offer her a job, then disappear like a Marvel villain? Absolutely. Did she scream into a pillow? Several times. But she didn't stop. Every rejection became a rep in the mental gym. Every no became a data point, not a death sentence. Every setback became feedback. And somewhere between application #40 and #200, something wild happened. She got sharper. She got calmer. She got stronger. She picked a new skill every week. Excel, Canva, Photoshop, communication skills, email writing that didn't sound like a robot with stage fright. Her brain started doing what mentally strong brains do. Learn, adapt, upgrade. 6 months later, Sophia was working a remote job, running a freelance side hustle, mentoring other grads who felt like hot LinkedIn failures. Lask. End. And no, she didn't manifest success. She trained for it. Just like an athlete trains their body, she trained her mind through pain, patience, and persistence. The lesson? Mentally strong people don't take rejection personally. They take it strategically. They turn no into not yet. They turn breakdowns into breakthroughs. They turn identity crises into comeback seasons. And the best part? You don't need to be gifted. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't even need confidence. You just need one thing: a refusal to stay where you are. Sophia rebuilt her life by upgrading her habits, her choices, and her reactions. But there's something even more important. What you stop doing matters just as much as what you start doing. Because the next chapter? Yeah. It exposes the 3 habits that quietly keep your brain soft, stressed, and stuck. You've probably done all 3 today. Ready? Chapter 3. The 3 hidden habits that quietly make you mentally weak. If you want to stay mentally weak forever, good news, it's actually extremely easy. Just do these 3 things religiously. 1. Complain. 2. Seek comfort. 3. Make excuses. Congratulations. You've unlocked the holy trinity of brain mush. And yes, you've probably done all 3 today. Maybe even before lunch. Let's break them down before they keep breaking you. Number 1. Complaining cardio for victimhood. Every time you complain, your brain does this weird thing. It quietly rewires itself. Not for growth. Not for problem solving. Nope. It rewires itself to avoid responsibility. Instead of thinking, how do I fix this? Your brain starts practicing. Whose fault is this? It becomes a default setting. It's the weather. It's the boss. It's the government. It's Mercury in retrograde. It's the alignment of the moon and my rising sign. Meanwhile, your problems don't disappear. They grow legs. They get louder. They run faster. And your mental toughness? It forgets how to walk. 2. Seeking comfort, the padded prison cell. Comfort starts like a warm blanket, but give it enough time, and it becomes a padded cell. Netflix, food delivery, endless scrolling. All innocent at the start. Until you realize the apps you use to escape stress have become the very things that trap you. Comfort tricks you by saying, hey, relax, you deserve this. But what it actually means is, stay right here, never grow, never stretch. Comfort is sneaky. It rewards you now and charges you interest later. 3. Making excuses, lies wearing a suit. Excuses are the most dangerous of the 3. Not because they're loud, but because they sound smart. Your brain makes them with the same confidence as a TED Talk speaker. I'll start tomorrow. I've been stressed lately. I don't have the right tools. It's not the right time. I'll wait until I feel motivated. Excuses feel protective, but they're actually hiring weakness as your personal assistant. Your brain thinks it's helping you avoid pain, but it's really helping you avoid progress. And nothing kills mental strength faster than a life run by excuses. The truth? You don't build mental strength during spa days. You build it in the trenches. On the days when quitting feels reasonable, and no one would blame you. That's the test. That's the rep. That's the moment your brain says, oh, wow, we're actually doing this? Cool, let's go. You don't need more motivational quotes. You need fewer escape routes. Stop complaining, solve. Stop seeking comfort, seek challenge. Stop making excuses, make moves. These 3 small decisions build a kind of mental toughness that will shock your future self. Now that you know what weakens your mind, the next step is simple. Build the habits that make your brain bulletproof. Because mental strength isn't just what you avoid, it's what you practice daily. And in the next chapter, you'll learn the daily habits that turn your brain from foggy and reactive into sharp, calm, and unstoppable. Chapter 4. Daily habits that build bulletproof brain power. If mental toughness were sold in bottles, it would be out of stock, scalped for 20,000 on Shopee, and probably advertised by someone doing push-ups on a mountain at 4 a.m. But here's the truth. You don't need to buy mental strength. You build it slowly, quietly, invisibly. Daily habits aren't just routines. They're identity builders. Do something long enough, and your brain stops asking, "Do we feel like it?" and starts assuming, "This is who we are now." That's the power of repetition. It carves neural grooves so deep, even your bad moods can't knock you off track. And no, your habits don't need to be impressive. Just intentional. Let's talk about the 4 daily habits that turn your brain into a bulletproof machine. The ones that sharpen your focus, regulate your emotions, and build quiet strength. Cold showers that choose discomfort reset. This isn't about being a tough guy. It's about the psychology behind it. When you do something you really don't want to do, within the first 30 minutes of waking up, you're sending your brain a powerful message. I face discomfort on purpose. That's mental strength, not the cold water. The decision. A cold shower teaches your nervous system to stop panicking at discomfort. It teaches your brain to breathe, tolerate, and stay present. It's like giving your stick figure self a mini boss fight every morning. 2. Exercise. Move your body, move your mood. You don't need a gym membership. You just need gravity. Exercise does something magical. It forces your brain to regulate stress through movement. It increases discipline. It boosts confidence. And it rewires your posture literally. A strong back doesn't just support your body. It supports your identity. People walk differently when they train consistently. They enter rooms differently. They carry themselves with quiet authority because they've already beaten their inner resistance earlier that day. 3. Meditation. Closing the mental tabs. No chanting. No levitation. Just stop, breathe, observe. Your mind is like a browser with 37 tabs open. Some important, some random, some buffering, and at least one playing mystery audio. Meditation doesn't delete the tabs. It closes the ones that drain your clarity. It teaches you emotional intelligence by force. You start noticing your thoughts instead of drowning in them. Strong minds aren't silent. They're self-aware. 4. One daily hard thing. The discipline repetition. This one is simple. Choose one small thing every day that you don't want to do, and do it anyway. Delete an app. Finish the email. Wash the plate. Eat the broccoli. Reply to the message you've been avoiding. Stretch for 5 minutes. It's not about the task. It's about the signal. We do hard things here. Over time, your brain becomes shockingly calm during difficulty. Because difficulty is no longer foreign. It's familiar. That's how mental strength is built. One small, annoying task at a time. The result? You won't wake up tomorrow as a superhero. But one day soon you'll notice. The drama that used to derail you, you shrug. The setback that used to make you spiral, you handle it. The foggy brain you lived with, gone. Because your habits transformed your nervous system into a machine that stays steady under pressure. Smooth. Silent. Unstoppable. But building mental strength isn't just about habits. It's also about handling the one thing every human struggles with. Your emotions. Because the truth is, even the strongest people feel deeply. They just learned how to respond without losing themselves. And in the next chapter, you'll discover how to stop your emotions from hijacking your life and start using them as tools instead of triggers. Chapter 5. How to control your emotions before they control you. Emotions are wild. They're like toddlers with knives. Adorable when they're calm, a full-blown hurricane when they're not. They show up uninvited. They make a mess. They demand attention. And sometimes, they just want a snack. But here's the part most people never learn. Feeling emotions isn't the problem. Believing every emotion you feel, that's the problem. Reacting to every emotional spike is like handing your car keys to a 4-year-old on a sugar high. Sure, you might get somewhere, but probably not in one piece. The truth about emotions. Most emotions aren't reliable narrators. They exaggerate. They dramatize. They make decisions based on momentary discomfort, stress, fear, ego, old wounds, and your last meal. Your emotions are basically your brain saying, here's how I feel about this right now, not necessarily what's true. And if you take every emotion literally, you're not living your life. You're living your reactions. That's how people end up spiraling over tiny things. Someone didn't text back. They hate me. Your boss said, can we talk? A. I'm fired and homeless. Traffic. Life is attacking me personally. One awkward conversation. I am the problem. This is how emotional impulsivity hijacks your entire day. The mental strength switch. Mental strength isn't about having fewer emotions. It's about managing them before they manage you. It's choosing response over reaction. It's becoming the adult in the room, instead of letting your inner panic goblin run the show. So the next time something sets you off, pause, breathe, count to 5 like your dignity depends on it. Not because you're suppressing your feelings, but because you're regulating your nervous system. This is emotional intelligence in action. Think of emotions like waves. They rise, they peak, they crash, they pass. You don't build a sandcastle and then scream when water touches it. You adjust, you learn, you survive. Strong minds don't avoid emotions. They surf them. They feel deeply, but respond wisely. You can be sad and still send the email. You can be anxious and still make the move. You can be furious and still choose silence. That's power. That's self-control. That's emotional maturity. The secret? You can't stop emotions from showing up, but you can stop them from hijacking your relationships, your goals, your peace, your behavior, your future. Master your inner world, and the outer world stops feeling so threatening. You become unshakable. Not because you're numb, but because you learned how to feel without falling apart. Now that you know how to handle emotion, let's talk about the thing everyone misjudges. The thing that most people fear, avoid, or take personally, failure. Because in the next chapter, you'll learn why failure isn't your enemy. It's actually your most brutally honest coach. Chapter 6. Why failure is the coach you didn't know you needed. Failure gets a bad reputation. People act like it's a villain hiding in the shadows, waiting to ruin their lives. But here's the truth. No motivational quote wants to admit. Failure isn't out to destroy you. It's out to train you. Failure is the unpaid, unfiltered, brutally honest personal trainer you didn't ask for, but definitely need. And just like a real trainer, it doesn't care about your feelings. The people you admire, they didn't avoid failure. They collected it. Every successful, mentally strong person has failed. More times than they've succeeded. More times than they've admitted. More times than they're comfortable sharing. More times than you've probably even tried. And while most people panic at the first sign of things going wrong, mentally strong people treat failure like a gym session. Painful? Yes. Humbling? Definitely. Worth it? Always. Failure is underrated. Because failure does 3 things better than anything else. 1. It reveals where your skills need work. It shows you the hole in your strategy, the blind spot you didn't know you had, the weakness you kept ignoring. 2. It forces your ego to shut up long enough to grow. Failure doesn't negotiate. It exposes. Honestly, ruthlessly, efficiently. 3. It teaches lessons motivation never will. Motivation is loud. Failure is accurate. You fail, you learn. You fail again, you learn again. You fail differently, you adapt. If failure didn't exist, you would never evolve. The real problem isn't failure. The real problem is shame. Shame turns. I failed into I am a failure. And that lie? That's what breaks people, not the fall. Mentally strong people separate the event from their identity. This thing failed, not me as a person. That's why mentally tough people bounce back faster. They know failure isn't final. It's feedback. Annoying feedback? Yes. Necessary feedback? Absolutely. Normalize failure or get controlled by it. Every time you fail and get back up, your nervous system becomes less scared of trying again. You're teaching your brain, we can survive this. And then, failure stops being a threat. It becomes a tool. You fall, laugh, adjust, try again. That's how confidence is built, by surviving what scared you. You want mental strength? Fail early. Fail creatively. Fail forward. Fail fast. But don't stop trying. The more you normalize failure, the less it stings, and the more you grow. Now, if failure is your coach, then what's your actual mindset during chaos? Because mental toughness isn't just about getting back up. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't break in the first place. And in the next chapter, you'll learn how to build an identity so resilient that life stops knocking you down and starts respecting you. Chapter 7. How to build the I don't break mindset. Life doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your routines, your affirmations, or the mood you woke up in. Life will hand you chaos with a side of, "Are you serious right now?" You lose your job. You get ghosted. Your soup explodes again. Your plans get wrecked. Your patience gets tested. Your energy gets drained. Your expectations get humbled. But mentally strong people don't waste time asking, "Why me?" They ask, "Now what?" Because they know something most people don't. Strength isn't about avoiding struggle. It's about staying focused in the struggle. The I don't break mindset is built, not born. People love saying things like, "He's naturally strong." "She's just built different." "They were born tough." But mental toughness isn't genetic. It's architectural. You build it, brick by brick, response by response, moment by moment. Every time life hits you with something unexpected, you're being given a brick. You either build a wall with it, or you get crushed by it. How mentally strong people handle chaos. Let's break down what actually happens internally. 1. First hit. Shock. Emotion. Noise. Human reaction. Totally normal. 2. Second moment. Breath. Awareness. Pause. You pull yourself back into your body. 3. Third moment. Decision. Direction. Action. That middle moment, the pause. That is the birthplace of mental strength. Most people skip it. They go straight from emotion reaction. Strong people go emotion pause response. That tiny space is where your entire life changes. Turn problems into puzzles. Mentally strong people don't see stress as punishment. They see it as a puzzle. Breakup? Emotional push-up time. Got rejected? Ego bench press. Missed a deadline? Time for patience cardio. Life hands them chaos. They convert it into training sessions. It's not denial. It's strategy. They're not ignoring the pain. They're leveraging it. They don't see themselves as cursed. They see themselves as forged. Resilience isn't emotionlessness. Mentally strong people feel everything, deeply, but they don't drown in their feelings. They navigate them. They are emotionally fluent, psychologically flexible, and mentally organized. They say things like, "This hurts, but I'm still moving. I'm scared, but I'm not stopping. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm not quitting." Resilience isn't about pretending. It's about proceeding. The result? You become the kind of person who can walk through chaos without collapsing, not because you're robotic, but because you don't break from the inside out. The world doesn't have to get easier, because you got stronger. And eventually, people feel it. They sense it. Even your soup starts respecting you. But there's one thing that people get completely wrong about mental strength. They think it's all about feeling motivated, inspired, pumped up. But motivation? Yeah, motivation is a liar. And in the next chapter, you'll learn why discipline, not motivation, is the real engine behind everything you want. Chapter 8. Motivation is a liar. Discipline is the superpower. Motivation is cute. It's loud. It's exciting. It feels like a caffeine high mixed with a TED Talk. Motivation says, "Let's build an empire," then disappears the next morning when your alarm rings at 6 a.m. Motivation is the friend who hypes you up to go to the gym, then cancels as soon as it starts raining. It's unreliable. It's inconsistent. It's emotional. And relying on motivation to build mental strength is like relying on fireworks to light your house. It works for 3 seconds, then everything goes dark again. The truth about motivation: motivation doesn't disappear because you're weak. It disappears because your brain is designed to conserve energy. That's evolutionary biology. Your brain is not built for empire building. It's built for survival. So when something feels boring, hard, uncomfortable, long-term, not instantly rewarding, your brain goes, "No thanks. Let's scroll instead." That's not laziness. That's wiring. So what's the real superpower? Discipline. Discipline is the boring, reliable roommate of success. Not dramatic, not exciting, not glamorous, but consistent, steady, predictable, powerful. Discipline shows up when motivation takes a sick day, which is often. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Discipline is a system, not a feeling. Look at any successful or mentally strong person. They didn't rely on motivation. They relied on systems. They don't ask, do I feel like doing this? They ask, what's the plan? And then they do the plan. Tired, bored, uninspired, annoyed, sweaty, hungry. Still do it, because they've learned the truth. Doing it badly beats not doing it at all. You don't become strong from perfect days. You become strong from the days where you do the work anyways. Discipline makes your brain trust you. Every time you follow through, your brain gains trust in your identity. We are the type of person who finishes things. That is, identity-based mental strength. The strongest kind. It's not about the intensity. It's about the reliability. Go to the gym even when your motivation is on vacation. Asser. Write one page even if your creativity is in a coma. Work on the project even if your brain is screaming no. Do the boring stuff because it matters later. Discipline is how you build self-respect. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. And the real flex? Not starting when you're inspired, but finishing when you're not. Now you know how to build discipline, but there's one more layer that most people completely miss. Your choices. Every single day. Every small moment. Every vote you cast. Because in the final chapter, you're going to discover the truth behind mental strength. It's not built in big leaps, but in tiny, uncomfortable, honest choices that stack up. Chapter 9 will tie everything together and show you exactly how to choose the version of yourself who doesn't just think stronger, but lives stronger. Chapter 9. The daily choices that build an unbreakable you. Here's the moment where everything you've learned snaps into place. Mental strength isn't built in a single breakthrough. It's not one miracle morning, not one perfect routine, not one motivational video. Mental strength is a daily vote. Every day, your brain stands at a crossroads, and you cast tiny, silent ballots for the person you're becoming. Not the person you post about being, not the person you dream of being, the person you show up as. Let's break it down. Every decision has a direction. Every time you choose discomfort over distraction, that's a vote. Every time you sit with your emotions, instead of reacting, that's a vote. Every time you fail but move forward anyway, that's a vote. You're not voting for who you'll be in a week. You're voting for who you'll be in a year. Tiny choices equals huge identity shifts. The two paths you choose between every day. Your brain always offers you two options. Path 1, comfort. Easy, familiar, instant gratification. No growth, just vibes. Scrolling, snoozing, avoiding, overthinking, escaping, waiting for the perfect time. Comfort feels good now, but it costs you later. Path 2, growth. Uncomfortable, annoying, requires effort, but leads somewhere. It starts with micro actions. 5 push-ups, 1 page written, 1 task finished. 1 message replied to it, 1 distraction deleted. Small actions shape massive futures. Your future self is watching you. Imagine your future self, 1 year from now, watching what you do today, like a stick figure guardian angel with popcorn. They're not judging you. They're waiting for you to choose the version of yourself who doesn't need perfect timing, who doesn't need motivation, who doesn't need permission. Just one choice, one uncomfortable choice, one honest choice, one intentional choice. That's how mental strength is built, not in dramatic leaps, but in tiny, unglamorous, consistent decisions. You don't need a new life. Let's get real. You don't need a magical routine. You don't need a better Monday. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't need to become a monk. You don't need a personality transplant. You need one thing, a start button. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Your brain isn't waiting for perfection. It's waiting for a signal. The signal that says, we're done being soft. We're ready to be strong. The beauty of this whole journey. You don't build mental strength overnight. You build it, 1 push-up, 1 boundary, 1 cold shower, 1 deep breath, 1 tiny win, 1 honest choice, 1 failed attempt, 1 comeback, 1 day at a time. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll wake up and think, wow, things that used to break me don't even bother me now. That's mental toughness. That's growth. That's transformation. And now that you understand how mental strength is truly built, not in lightning strikes, but in votes, habits, and daily decisions, it's time to close this out with one final message. the truth about who you are becoming, and the power you hold right now. Your outro ties everything together. Outro, the final shift. Who you become starts now. You've made it to the end, which already tells me something about you. Most people quit halfway. Most people get bored, distracted, overwhelmed. Most people don't finish things that challenge them. But you stayed, you listened, you reflected, you learned, you kept going. That alone is a sign of mental strength. Because everything we talked about, from mindset to habits to emotional control to discipline, leads here. You have a choice in this exact moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when life gets easier. Right now, your brain is trying to pick a path. One path is comfortable. Scrolling, snoozing, avoiding, settling, waiting for motivation to return like a lost puppy. The other path? That's the path nobody sees at first. Because it starts with something simple. A choice. Every action is a vote for your future self. You're not building the version of you that appears next week. You're building the version of you that appears next year. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, that's a vote. Every time you sit with your emotions, instead of reacting, that's a vote. Every time you fail but keep going anyway, that's a vote. You are choosing the kind of mind you're building. With every small moment. You don't need a miracle. You don't need perfect days. You don't need to feel ready. You just need one action today. 5 push-ups. Writing the first sentence. Deleting the app that steals your hours. Making the uncomfortable call. Starting the project you've been scared of. Committing to one habit. Saying yes to progress. Saying no to your old patterns. Whatever it is, pick your vote. Because one choice will feel good now. The other will feel right forever. This is where you transform. Mental strength isn't built in a single dramatic leap. It's built in tiny, uncomfortable, intentional, honest choices. Choices that your future self will look back on and say, that was the day everything started changing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. If you're ready to stop being soft and start getting stick strong, if you're ready to build the kind of mind that even your past self would be intimidated by, then smash the subscribe button, hit like, and share this video with someone who still thinks mental toughness is genetic. Because here at Stickology World, life makes more sense in stick figure.